Alright, I'm home now. I'm a little bit shook up still, but this review, it did not go the way it was supposed to go. It was supposed to just be a real simple review on a survival knife. That's not what happened. Alright, so this just came in the mail. I get a lot of companies send me a whole lot of stuff, and I was really excited about this one here. And there's going to be a link in the description for this exact item. And like I said, I was really excited about this one. Like usually, it's kind of like, companies send me quite a bit of stuff. But this one, I was really excited about. Probably the most exciting thing that a company send me to do a review on. So I'm just going to do the unboxing right here and now. And I'm going to go ahead and test it out and everything in the woods. That thing is freaking solid. That is a solid knife. Man, look how good that thing looks. So I'm just unboxing now, and I'm gonna go ahead and figure out how it all goes together and everything, and then I'll do a more thorough review in the woods. Okay, so one of the reasons that people actually like to send me stuff is because I actually do stuff with my life. I don't stand at a freaking table and just be like, oh yeah, this freaking knife is freaking awesome, blah, 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 and just talk about it. I'm putting this thing to the test here. I'm wearing it right now, and I have a job to do. The job I have to do here is I have to go ahead and weld this together, and what that basically is it is the front of that trailer. And what happened here, why I had to actually cut it in half there, was because I needed a leverage bar so that I could open up a release drain on a job. And I had the trailer with me and stuff, so I went ahead and just cut that and used that for the leverage bar for the pipe wrench to open the drain up. And now I got to go ahead and weld it together because that's what I had at the time. All right, so far I was looking at this knife and playing with it last night. And I mean, as you can see, this is the way that I have position. This knife is freaking awesome because what you can do here is you can go ahead and you can undo a couple of screws and actually position the knife any way you want it. And just from looking at it and stuff, it seems like this will be the best way to have it. And you can actually have it upside down. It's out of your way and everything. And I think that's freaking awesome. But I'll test this thing further in the woods at a later time. But now I'm going to go ahead and put this to a real world application and not just sitting at a freaking table talking about it, and see how it holds up. And being comfortable while you're actually working, because that is extremely important, especially with a knife like this. Alright, booyah. Got her good as new, and the knife did an excellent job as far as being comfortable on me while I was doing that work. Alright, and as far as the access to this thing when it's upside down like this right here, the thing that holds the knife in there, that's leather. My wife, she's a leather crafter, and she was like, man, that's really well done right there. And like this, boom. And I might not know everything there is to know about making knives and what have you, but I do know a thing or two about if a knife is good, because I do know how to use knives. All right, and look at that penetration right there. I mean, that thing went blade deep. All right, now for the big test that a lot of people might not even think about, but it's very important when you're talking about having a knife on you that you're going to be using like all the time. How is it getting in a vehicle? Okay, let's go ahead and check this out here. This is the first time I've done this. I'm doing it right here on camera. All right, so like this, the way I have it, looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and try putting our seatbelt on here. See how that works out for us. Nothing wrong with that there. And of course, I'm doing everything with one freaking hand. goes. My four-wheeler broke down. 80 miles from civilization. What am I to do? I mean, as you can probably tell by all the mud that was slinging, I was riding really freaking hard. And the knife, everything right there, you know, it rode perfectly. Just, you know, just the way I would want it to and expect it to in a quality knife. Everything stayed in place. I mean, this stuff is freaking in there. And I went ahead and I took this paracord comes with it. That's just the way that I went ahead and fashioned it. Like I hanged it and just kind of made it extra there. So in case you need it, you got it. And it's actually attached to the knife and it's not in the way of any functions or anything like that. I just kind of like that. I went and gathered some rocks in my shirt right here like so. And I'm going to go ahead and make a little ring. Not really necessary, but why not? I started gathering a little bit of tinder here. And I'm going to show how I start this fire with this thing. Alright, as you can see right there, I already got a fire going with this tool. And it did a really good job. The way I do this is a lot different than most people tell you to and stuff. I don't even know how the heck they do it the way they tell you to. And everyone shows doing it. Like, I don't even know how that works. But this is the way I do it. What I'll do is I'll just go ahead and scrape on the ferris rod real lightly to get pieces of it onto the leaf, like so. And of course I'd have a big bed of leaves underneath of this and sticks and stuff and leaves ready to throw on it and all that other fun stuff. And I'll just do it real lightly at the bottom of the blade so that, you know, I'm not messing up the top part of the blade so much. And just get pieces of the ferris rod onto the leaf like so. You want to get quite a bit on there to make sure it works the first time, so you don't use up all your ferris rod. You also want to make sure you don't put a bunch of, you want to have nice clean cuts so you're not putting a bunch of bumps in your ferris rod as well. Let's get a little pile going. I'll just do it a little bit harder, okay? It's a little bit harder. And of course, as you can see there, you can get a fire going like that. And that first fire right there I got going, I just went ahead and let it burn out, but just for demonstration purposes only. But I mean, it rained yesterday and it's really freaking humid. So, I mean, this thing, I got a fire going with it. I mean, I did a little bit different than, you know, most people suggest you do it, but that's just the way I do it. All right, so luckily my four-wheeler broke down right next to a stream right here. So I've got water procured over here, as you can see, so I don't got to worry about, oh, a frog too, I could eat that. But yeah, I've got water, not frogs. I'm going to go ahead and procure a little bit more food because I'm getting a little bit hungry after starting that fire. Alright, so I found some cattails back here, and I went ahead and I made myself a digging stick with a knife, and I made it out of pawpaw tree. And of course the pawpaws are not ripe yet, they don't start fruiting until fall. But yeah, I made this digging stick out of pawpaw tree with a knife, and now I can just go ahead and dig up the cattail roots and eat those. Alright, found some wild strawberries. These are out here pretty thick. They don't taste very good, but they do have some kind of nutritional value. Looks like I found somebody's 10-year-old drinking spot with a bunch of tall boy cans, so I could always go ahead and use these to go ahead and pour water in. And check this out, found myself lots and lots of freaking mulberries, so that's freaking awesome. I'm good to go. Alright, now all I gotta do is, using only this knife, go ahead and procure myself a shelter. And this knife, as it says right there, is made out of D2 steel, and it's full tang. And D2 steel is extremely hard. It actually was used a whole lot during World War II to actually stamp out other metals for vehicles and airplanes and what have you. And I've been hitting it with rocks and everything else, going ahead and getting materials together so I can build this shelter. And I mean, it's holding up really freaking good. All right, so I've procured all of my building materials. Now I'm gonna go ahead and start building. All right, and so there you have it. Now I'm just chilling in my little shelter I got going on here. Very simple, very efficient, very easy to add on to as much as you'd like to. I mean, you can see what I did here to build it real quick with the materials I had on hand. But yeah, it should hold up quite well. All right, so how would this knife do in a real survival situation? My opinion is, based on what I've seen here, I've done some pretty extensive and pretty rigorous testing on this thing. I think it would do pretty gosh darn good. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.